Hey, and welcome back to episode 3 of World of Horror. Like I said last time, we're going to go ahead and do the new level. So what we get to do here is we get to choose one of 3 perks. Every level you get a new perk. Available perk is Outdoorsman, which is +1 to luck. Attuning with the natural rhythm of life. Running shoes. Smaller doom penalty for running from combat. Might take that. That's pretty good, actually. Quick thinking, +1 dexterity. There's always a way out from this seemingly hopeless situation. I do know that quick thinking is one of the cards you could use given a specific scenario that pops up, but we're going to go with running shoes. Or you can re-roll for like 4 doom, but I'm pretty happy with that. In addition to a perk, you can select either +1 to strength, dexterity, perception, knowledge, charisma, luck, or stamina and reason. I think I'm going to raise knowledge by 1 point. I usually go with stamina or reason, but I'm in a pretty good spot. I'm pretty sure I can get some decent stamina back once I go back home. Didn't one of these, this guy was -1 perception, which in a pretty good spot. So after every mystery, the old god stirs, and what that basically does is causes an effect. So the impossible shadow cast by the old lighthouse is getting longer each day. So what does that mean? It means Heart of Darkness. Lighthouse gets 1 additional floor, which means that, like, when it's time to go to the lighthouse, we have to deal with 1 more floor, basically. Alright, and inside your mailbox, you find a small key. What is it doing in there? And nothing really changes. I mean, the TV might say something different. The TV host is getting a big octopus, at least that's what she claims. There are way too many tentacles. Maybe she got a squid and she got it wrong. Actually, not to be like the actually, but aren't they actually called arms, and like squids are the only ones with tentacles? Because like the 2 long trailing ones, aren't those the only things that technically count as tentacles? I don't remember. I just remember hearing that somewhere before. I never fact checked it, so don't take my word for it. So we're gonna come in here. Like I was saying in the previous episode, warm water gives you experience, hot water stamina, cold water reason. We're going to go with stamina. So I got 2 more points just from that. Oh man, I forgot I had an empty bottle. So you can also fill the bottle with water, which you can use to recover some extra stamina. So what we got left, we're going to use, I think I'm going to save the scissors one for the next episode, because I've already done the scissors one on the first episode and I don't want to do it too quickly, but I don't want it to be the last one we do because it locks us out of like everything else. So it's between the Sorrowful Saga of the Moonlight Sailors and the Rancid Ramen. I think I'm gonna do the Rancid Ramen last. Sorrowful Saga of the Moonlight Sailors. Let's go. Sailor Moon. Sorrowful Saga of the Moonlight Sailors. It began with one fisherman who dragged something truly awful from the belly of the ocean. A dark, writhing ooze that mesmerized him beyond control. He hid himself away for a week, adoring it, not to be seen until one moonlight night when a young girl spotted his boat drifting away. You know, this isn't too dissimilar from that Ray Bradbury story. It's in the October Country. I don't remember what it's called, but it's like the guy basically found at a freak show this like weird monstrosity in a jar, and he bought it, and then it was like the talk of the town, and everybody was like giving him attention and stuff. It's a good story. You should read it. I don't want to spoil it, but that's basically the intro of it. Is he found this weird creature in a jar and bought it. Anyway, a single lantern swinging at the helm, and the captive fisherman singing eerily to his catch. The story is not exactly like that, but it just reminded me of that because like everybody becomes kind of obsessive over the creature in the jar. Now more and more fishermen have begun to find the vile ooze in their nets, and one by one they are disappearing. Soon the ocean will have taken them all. No, you know, the problem here is it's not this strange ooze, it's Ivan ooze. Get it right. Call the Power Rangers, they'll take care of it. Okay. You start your investigation hoping to overhear some rumors at the fish market. Discard 2 item cards to complete this quest. Well, I can't get rid of those. I'm going to get rid of the empty bottle. And you know what? Let's... I guess we'll just throw away the painkillers, I guess. It kind of seems like a bad move, but I'm not going to get rid of my knife. And I can actually test and see. I'm going to throw this in the box. I'm actually going to go to the hospital and see if I can actually get more painkillers or if it really is once per campaign. You find a huge pile of nets and hooks prepared for the big hunt. You quickly throw them into the ocean. Maybe that'll stop them from sailing out. So we're going to go to the hospital just to see if I can get more meds. Okay, yeah, it's once per campaign. Downtown. Oh yeah, and then this guy pops up. It's a bad time to be without cash, says the grim-looking man who is standing in your way. Our company fortunately specializes in cases like yours and will gladly help you get back on track after all. He takes a step closer, and you could swear there's a faint smell of rust around the man. Everyone has something to sell. So, jar of blood, fondest memory, peace of mind. Jar of blood is some stamina. Fondest memory is reason, and peace of mind is doom. I'm going to go with reason. So we lost 3 reason, but we got 2 monies. Everything suddenly gets dark. You feel sad, but you can't even tell why. In your pocket, you find an envelope with cash inside. Let's see. I think I'm going to shop for some items. Camera is worth 2. Flashlight is 2. Backpack is 2. Compass is 2. I think I'm going to do the compass. So let's go over them. We already know the steak knife. Compass, 2 experience for each investigated location, which is phenomenal because that means every time you do an investigation, you get an additional 2 experience. Backpack allows you to get 2 inventory slots, which was one of the items I was talking about in the previous episode that gives you more experience, more slots. Flashlight is 1 to perception. Plus, there are certain events that having a flashlight gives you more options. Camera is plus knowledge. Flash combat action adds a chance to dodge the incoming attack. So basically, you use use HM5, and it might give you less of an ability to get hit. Plus you get 1 knowledge, and also like the flashlight, it allows you to do an additional option, but we're going to go with the compass because especially in some of the more difficult playthroughs, it's really huge to like get more experience because more experience means you can potentially get stamina or reason back. So let's investigate downtown again. While you are walking through the crowded space, someone bumps into you, quickly apologizes. Perception check failure. Before you realize your wallet is missing, the thief is long gone. Well, I didn't have any money to begin with, so joke's on you. It just had a bunch of used, like, Kleenex papers and receipts from, like, Burger King or something. And luckily, I'm carrying a faux fake wallet that, has a bunch of like fake credit cards and stuff in it. Joke's on you, buddy. Anyway, we're going to go to the mysterious mansion. See if Luigi's there. Luigi's not here. Instead, we got some dude. He says, that pair has been following you ever since this morning. You finally managed to lose them, but you can't shake the feeling that it will only get worse. 2 stamina. I'm going to guess that means like you're tired. You lost 2 stamina because you got tired trying to avoid them. It looks like one of the previous owners of this mansion liked to read. Dusty tomes reach the ceiling. You don't have much time, but maybe you could spare a minute to look through the books. You know, pardon me. I remember a video of like the old Cosmos show where Carl Sagan was talking about a library, and it kind of contextualized the way I look at like having a bunch of books like this, because he was talking about like the average person. Now, obviously there are people who are above average and read a lot and read really quickly and everything like that, but like the reality is that like in the course of one lifetime, and of course this was like I think in the 70s, so it's even more considerably like less people reading actual books. Maybe they've got like a reading, an electronic e-reader, or they just do all their reading like on the internet or playing games or something like that, like I'm doing right now. I'm reading all of this stuff. But like he basically contextualized it that like the average person is probably going to read maybe 1 to 3 of these books, shelves full of books, which is actually not considerably all that much when it comes to like, every book that's ever been written. So, I mean, that just, I don't know, they just kind of reminded me of that, and like it kind of contextualized it in a way that it's like, at that point, unless it's a book that you really, really, really enjoy and want to have around, because like I have books I've read multiple times. I've read the David Morrell's First Blood. I probably have read that like 8 times, but it's a real page turner. Every few years I reread Catcher in the Rye, and every few years that I get older, I become less and less able to relate to Holden. It's kind of like an experiment of mine. I become less and less like relatable to Holden, and I'm kind of relating to all the people who are like, dude, get over yourself and just, put in the work now so you'll have an easier life later. I find myself relating to all the adults that were basically like, you're wasting your life, like you're wasting your time. But so there are books that I've read several times, but it kind of just brings like, Lord of the Rings, like Hobbit, I've read those several times, but like it brings to my mind either having an e-reader, or better yet, if you can, like a library card, because it's a lot cheaper to check out a book from the library when you pay, like, some libraries give you the card for free, but if it's like $5 a month or $5 a year, and you can do, in some cases, you can rent the book online and not be charged for it. Like, it gives you the ability to read the book that you probably are never going to read more than once again anyway, But, I mean, if you just want, you could, enjoy looking at it on a bookshelf. I'm not judging. I'm just saying, okay, so we can start with the shelves, check on the table, or we don't have time for this. I'm going to look at the shelves. Perception check failure. The books are covered with a thick layer of dust. They seem rare, but covered mundane topics such as botany and anatomy. I wonder if I was like a particular character that I'm thinking of that's a nurse, if that would actually do, and like, could you get something out of that? Anyway, surely someone else must have caught one of these. I'm doing a terrible job making sure that I read this, by the way, but you lurk around hoping to spot one of them. We're going to go to the seaside town, see if, what's his name? It's Roshkonikov? No, that's not his name. What's his name from Mario RPG? I can't remember. The one that's a spear. that doesn't look like a spear, but he's a spear. It's something like that. Rozhkonikov is from Crime and Punishment, I know that much. The waves lazily wash upon the shore. You take a deep breath. Fresh sea air clears your mind. +1 reason. The young man with the glassy eyes and mumbles his replies as he caresses his catch. The beating movements of his arms disturb you. There's going to be hitting a point where like we're going to see a lot of these same events over and over again, and once I get to the free play option, I'll probably just like skip it, or like, you know, be like, oh yeah, it's this one. Well, which one we're gonna do? You know, crabs are festering on a bloated corpse carried to the beach by waves. We can either search the body or escape. I'm gonna search. Good. Dexterity check. You can lose two stamina here if you fail. Inside the man's pockets, you find documents. They're all strangely dry. Did the man really drown, or was he brought here? 10 experience. See, my experience are going up really fast because of that compass. I'm surprised I haven't run into the guy who wants to, you know, take something for money again, because whenever you're out of money, you have a pretty good chance of running into him. After a slow interrogation, the young man manages to shudder out something about an organized fishing trip. This sudden ritual must be stopped at all cost. And then we got Mr. Pachinko and Mr. Coin. Everyone has something to sell. We're just gonna go for it. Maybe we can. Good, we took care of one dude. And the guy with the N symbol on his head. Let's see if we can take care of him next. Mr. Coin. And we got some painkillers. Heck yeah. Alright. You slip out at night and race towards the beach, terrified of what comes next. The full moon shines bright in the cloudless night sky. The ink-black ocean waves glimmer eerily. All the residents have drawn their shutters tight and locked the doors. Your footsteps are silent in the sand. The only audible sound are your ragged breathing and pounding heartbeat. You arrive at the water's edge, breathless. The possessed fishermen's boats fill the horizon with their light, tiny yellow spots navigating across a dark ocean under the dark sky. You cannot make out the figures on board. It's not the sailors. Black beings must have left their bodies. Shocking. You watch them sail their way out of the harbor. You are terrified at the power, but relieved that they did not drag their meat puppets with them. So basically, we saved them. The black beings never returned, yet mothers would not let their children play on the beach. Over time, people forgot the last time they saw a boat on the waves. Although some claim they see strange beings come into the port at night. The sorrowful saga of the Moonlight Sailors, ending A. Rewards for solving the mystery, 30 experience. And we got 15 for the investigation, -5 doom, +1 to reason stamina. Continue. So what's the god gonna do this time? Local scientists are baffled. An unprecedented aura-like event has bathed the entire town in a natural green glow. Reason cost of a spell is increased by 1. Well, I don't have any spells, so that's not a big deal. Okay. Oh, yeah, gotta close that out first. We got another key. I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, let's see. I think I'm gonna get... Here's my logic. I'm gonna get stamina. I want to get stamina, but I'm gonna get the small boost of experience because it allows us to level up now. So I can go ahead and get another perk. Quick thinking, the dexterity, you know, that one's luck, and then art knowledge and 1 to perception. I'm going to go with outdoorsman, and then I'm going to get some stamina's. And the reason I did that is because I got more stamina back from the level up than the actual bath. So, saying that to say this, we've got 2 mysteries left. I already said, I think at the beginning of this episode, on the next episode, I'm just going to go ahead and do the school one. Maybe I can even quickly do it and do it and the rancid ramen. I know the final lighthouse bit is probably going to be super quick. So, actually, I think I'm going to do the ramen one next, because if it ends up taking roughly 20 minutes to do, here's my logic. That's another full episode. And if I do the school one again and get a lot of the events from the first episode again, I'm probably just going to gloss over them, so that might go by really fast. And then going through the lighthouse is probably not going to take super long to do. And I don't want a 5-minute episode or to tack it on to another one. I could do that, but I feel like it would be better to keep it together. So that being said, I'm going to end the episode here. I appreciate you watching. If you made it to this point in the video, I really, really appreciate it. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.